I've known Ken since April of 1991. We met in Missouri.
The day you started to study chronology.
The day I began to study chronology, I was on my way to California, and my first stop was Branson, Missouri. And we met at a conference there, and we've been able to share ideas ever since.
Growing up, my dad was a mechanic. My grandfather was a plumber. Between our basement and Grandpa's basement and the garage, we had tools. When you have tools, you can do anything. You can fix anything, build anything. We had tools of every kind and size. And most of my working life, I've been a jeweler, and I specialize in antique jewelry. And sometimes half the job was just making a tool to hold the piece so that I could make another tool to fix it, because antique jewelry is made differently than modern jewelry. And I have a little drawer of specialized tools that I've made over the years. You know, just bend things and twist things and so that I can work. And somebody will hand me a piece and say, "Can you fix this?" Yeah, I have a tool for that. Yeah, I can fix that. That's easy. And what I propose to do today is to make some tools. We're going to make some tools. And I'm calling this Tools for the Tabernacler. Just some tools you can put in your kit. As soon and very soon, things are going to happen. I believe, like some others have versed, that Jerusalem's coming down. I believe that. I believed it for a long time. Israel is going to be spanked hard. But because we have been the financial and theological supporter of all that, we're going to be spanked as well. And we are going to have to be prepared, because the church is going to get rocked back on its heels. The fundamentalists, the Pentecostals, and the evangelical church isn't going to know what to do. So we're going to need a toolkit full to work with them. That's going to be our job very soon and very soon. Speaking of building, everything that's built is built on a foundation. Whether it's an outhouse or a cabin or a big mansion or a mall or a skyscraper, it's built on a foundation. The man that built this place didn't say, "Hey, let's build a roof first." You ever see a building site, it gets muddy and dirty and messy? Let's build a roof first, and then if it rains, we can just work. You can't do that. A founding is a founding. You dig a trench and pour concrete, and then you build. And so every building has a foundation. Every philosophy has a foundation. Every theology has a foundation. Somebody starts with a premise, and they put it out, and they build on it. And out there is something we call dispensationalism. The question was, would I define dispensationalism? That God moved in dispensations. You've all heard of the dispensation of innocence and grace and the law and all, as expounded by Schofield and Darby and others. And that there's a church age, and then there's a rapture and a tribulation and a millennium. And Darby read this, and Darby's a curious character. I don't want to go into the history of all that, but he broke from pulpit ministry. He did something. He moved out through the British Islands, and he had house meetings. Now, there's nothing wrong with breaking with pulpit ministry. We're here broken with a lot of pulpit stuff, but there was no one to check him. And the thing just took off. Now, of course, God knows all about that, and God has a purpose in all that. But it still has created a lot of confusion in the church, and we're going to try to settle that tonight.